will happen, okay? The going to happen was the one that we saw, okay, with aller. The will happen is this one that we're looking at. So how do we put this together? We take the infinitive of regular verbs, so meaning the verb without changing it before we take off the endings, and then we add the 6 different endings for the futur simple depending on our subject, okay? So to form the futur, you take the full verb and you add ai for je, as for tu, a for il, elle, and on, ons for nous, ez for vous, and ont for il and elle. Now, if you notice, this is basically avoir, okay? This is basically avoir, with the exception of these two. Although nous always takes ons and vous always takes ez anyways, if you know the verb avoir, here it is. J'ai, tu as, il a, and ils ont. All right, so those are the endings for the futur simple. Okay, so think of the verb avoir and you will remember the endings for the futur simple. Okay, so in that sense, it's quite easy. Now, just to show you an example, for all regular verbs, all you're going to do is take the whole verb. Okay, so for ER verbs like jouer, what does jouer mean again? What does jouer? To play, très bien, okay? So notice how I have the whole verb here, the whole verb, and then I add my ending. So suddenly I have je jouerai. Je jouerai, and je jouerai means I will play. Tu joueras, you will play, and so on and so on. Notice how the whole verb jouer is in each one of those. Do you see that? The whole verb, we didn't touch it. All we do is add the endings onto the end and we're done. That's why it's called the futur simple, because it's very simple. You're just tacking endings onto the end. For IR verbs, regular IR verbs, it's going to be exactly the same. We've chosen the verb finir here. Je finirai, I will finish. Okay, I will finish tomorrow. Je finirai demain. Okay, I will finish tomorrow. Notice again, finir is in every single one, and we just add on the endings. D'accord? The only thing you have to remember is that with regular RE verbs, we have to get rid of the E. Okay? So prendre, remember the verb to take. Prendre, we've just gotten rid of the E because we wouldn't be able to pronounce it properly. Every time you're doing the futur simple, before you tack on your endings, your verb must have an R at the end. Okay? So we must tack on these endings, AI, ASA, etc., onto an R. So your verb has to end in an R. If your verb doesn't have an R at the end before you put on your endings, you know you've done something wrong. Okay? You should already know the endings because they're avoir, right? Yeah, so you already know these endings if you know avoir. And if you don't, then yes, you do need to memorize them. Okay? So je prendrai is what you could use if you were ordering something. I will have. Okay? I will have, je prendrai, for example, je prendrai le Big Mac. I'm going to have a Big Mac. Je voudrais means I would like. So that's a different tense. That's a tense that you're going to learn, that we usually only learn in grade 10, called the conditionnel, the conditional. Okay? Je prendrai literally means I will take. Okay? And it's what we use to say I will have whatever when, for example, you're ordering something. Okay? So I will have a large coffee. I will have the soup and sandwich, please. I will have whatever. We always use je prendrai. Okay? And if you were asking someone, you'll have this, right? You're going to have that. You could say tu prendras. Tu prendras le Big Mac aussi? Are you going to have the Big Mac too? Okay, tu prendras le Big Mac aussi? So RE verbs get rid of the E every time you have to have an R. R, R, R. D'accord? Any questions so far? Fairly simple? Okay. So if you notice something about these verbs, je vendrai, il prendra, nous lirons, elles boiront, we have removed the E's. These are all RE verbs, right? Vendre, prendre, lire, and boire. We've removed the E from the RE verbs before adding the ending because the last letter before the ending is added on is always R. D'accord? So R and then AI, the ending for je. R and A, the ending for il, elle, and on. R and then ONS because that's the ending for nous. And R here because ONT is the ending for elle. D'accord? So how does this look like? Manger, for example, becomes je mangerai. Yes, for all RE verbs, you're going to take off the E before you add your ending. Yeah, for all RE verbs. Because manger and finir, the regular verbs, they already end in an R already, right? So you have to get rid of the E because before you add on the endings, your verb must have an R. Okay? So je mangerai means what? What will je mangerai mean? I will eat. Très bien. Good. I will eat. How about tu prendras? Tu prendras. Not I will take. You will take. Très bien. You will take. Good. How about il finira? Il finira. He will finish. Bravo. Good. And nous travaillerons. Nous travaillerons. He will, sorry, not he. Nous, we will work. We, nous is we, right? We will work. Travailler, many people get it confused because it looks like travel. But remember, travel is voyager, right? To travel. Voyager. Just remember bon voyage, right? When people go on a trip, sometimes people say bon voyage, have a good trip, d'accord? So travailler, to work. Nous travaillerons, we will work. How about vous écrirez? Vous écrirez, you will write. Bravo. And ils apprendront. Apprendre means to learn, right? So ils apprendront, they will learn. Très bien, très bien. They will learn. Good. So remember that the future stem must always end in an R, okay? Always in an R. So, je regarderai. Là. I don't know how I did that. I've just made the chat really tiny. Ah, looky that. I'd learned something new. Okay. What's je regarderai going to mean? Actually, let's go this way. Très bien. I will watch. Good. Oui, vas-y, Adriana. Please let me know when you come back. Okay, dear? Merci. You will eat. What's that going to be? You will eat. You will eat is going to be what? So remember, you can be tu, and then to eat is manger, and then what's the ending for you? It's not AI. Think of, très bien, it's AS. Think of avoir, okay? Tu mangeras. You will eat. Good. How about he will finish? Il finira. Good. Remember, he, il, the whole verb to finish, and then our ending is a, and it means he will finish. Good. How about she will grow? Grandir. Grandir is the verb to grow. Elle grandira. Bravo. Good stuff. How about we will respond? Do you remember the verb to respond or to answer? Répondre. Répondre. Nous répondrons. Excellent. Très bien. You took the E off. Exactly. Okay, we got to take off that E. Bravo. How about you guys will listen? What's the verb to listen? You know how to say this. You know how to say to listen to music. Écoutez, bravo. So you guys will listen. Vous écouterez. Bravo. Good. Vous écouterez. So you have the whole verb écouter, and then the ending for vous is EZ. Done. How about they, masculine, will wait? What's the verb to wait? Anybody remember? Starts with an A. Attendre. Bravo. So they will wait. Très bien, Archie. Ils attendront. Très bien, Keen. Ils attendront. Good. We take off the E and we add, actually it's not O-N-T. It's not O-N-S, it's O-N-T. Ils attendront. Attendront. Okay, because remember they is the same as il, not nous. Right? And how about they will listen? The girls. Très bien. Elles écouteront. Bravo. Elles écouteront. Remember, ONS is always for we. Okay? We, which is new, which is always going to have an ONS. Okay? Just like you guys, which is vous, which will always have an EZ ending. All right? See if that helps. Très bien. So what's tu joueras? What does that mean? What will you do? Très bien, you will play. Good. How about je mangerai? I will eat. Good. I will eat. So the ending is AI, just like j'ai from avoir. Okay. What about nous écouterons? Nous écouterons. We will listen. Bravo. And vous attendrez? Vous attendrez? You guys will wait. Good. You will wait. Elle finira. Elle finira. She will finish. Très bien. How about je parlerai? Je parlerai. I will speak or I will talk. Good. Good. Curveball. Écriras-tu? Will you write? Très bien. Good. Okay. Écriras-tu? Will you write? What about nous partirons? Remember partir from Dr. Mrs. Vandertramp? Partir, we will leave. Excellent. Good job. We will leave. And il prendra. Il prendra. He will take. Très bien. He will take. Good. How about je vendrai? Je vendrai. I will sell. Très bien. And il entendra. Il entendra. He will hear. Exactly. Très bien. Très bien. How about ils travailleront? Ils travailleront. They will work. Excellent. Good. Très bien, très bien. So you tell me, is the futur simple simple? Is it simple? Oui, good. Très bien, très facile. So, quick quiz on, not an actual quiz, I'm quizzing you, d'accord? As fast as you can, I'm going to give you a subject like je, tu, il, elle, whatever, and I want you to just write the ending, d'accord? The ending. So, what's the ending for je? Go. Bravo. Good. Excellent. Excellent. What's the ending for tu? Go. Très bien. AS. Good. What's the ending for nous? Ha. I got you. ONS. Bravo. Good. What's the ending for they? Those guys over there. Not EZ. Nope. O-N-T. They is il. Il is they. Okay, so our ending is O-N-T. Look, it rhymes, guys. I made a rap. Ils is they. That's O-N-T. Okay, remember that. It's good to remember, isn't it? It'll help you remember. Okay, thank you. Merci. So, let's try another one. What if my subject is, what if my subject is, let's see. What if my subject, is Amir? Let's say my subject is Amir. Très bien, it's going to be bravo. What if my subject is Hadia? What's my ending going to be? Good. Again. Très bien. What if my subject is Archie and Aryan? What's my ending going to be? O-N-A. Good. Nice. What if my subject is moi? Just moi. What's my ending? AI. Très bien. Good, good, good. So nice and easy, yes? Très, très facile. Awesome. Okay, told you this was easy. So that's how we say will. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, on the Google Classroom, this PowerPoint that we just did is going to be there. All right. There's also going to be this video to help you. Okay, if you want to watch it. I don't think we're going to watch it right now. This is also going to be on there, a lesson in like written out in words, okay? That's also going to be down there for you. And we're going to go over it right now. And there's a few things for us to practice, okay? So, le futur simple, this future tense is what we use to say I will. Because too often, when students want to talk about the future, they say, Madame, how do you say will? Because I want to say I will do something. You don't say will. Merci, Adriana. You don't say will. You just put your verb in the future tense, in the futur simple, and then it will say will. D'accord? So it's called the futur simple because it uses only one word. Okay, as opposed to the futur proche, which is the last one we did, which used two words, aller plus the infinitive. You can really use both, okay? You can totally use both. However, if you specifically want to say, I'm going to do something, then you're not going to use the futur simple. You want to use the futur proche with aller plus that, je vais, whatever. But if you do want to say, I will, specifically, then you need to use the futur simple, okay? How do we construct it? It's simple. So for regular verbs, we take the whole verb and we just add the endings, okay? And you already know these like that, fantastique. So for example, the verb manger. I will eat is je mangerai. You will eat, tu mangeras. etc., etc. For each one of those, you can see manger is in there. The whole verb is in there, okay? And then all we do is we add our endings. For RE verbs, remember we need to take off the E. So for a verb like prendre, I'll have or I'll take a hamburger. Je prendrai. I got rid of the E. She will have a chocolate shake. Elle prendra le lait frappé au chocolat, for example. All right, she'll have the chocolate shake. Always remember, regular RE verbs, we have to get rid of the E before we add our endings because our verb must always end in an R before we tack on these endings. Always, always, always. Okay, the verb must always end in an R. ER verbs are easy because they already do end in an R. Same thing with IR verbs, they're going to end in an R. RE verbs, we have to make sure they end in an R, and that means getting rid of the E. So far, so good, right? C'est facile, nice and easy? Okay. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky, and someone's rolling their eyeballs going, I knew it couldn't be this easy, okay? It's just the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are always different, right? They always have something different. They don't follow these patterns, and that's why they're, you see, I knew there was an eye roll somewhere. They follow their own patterns. They have their own deal going on, okay? So they're going to keep the same endings. The endings are not going to change, but because they are irregular, they will need new stems. So être is going to get a new stem of SER. So you're going to add the endings onto SER. So if you wanted to say, I will be late today, je serai en retard aujourd'hui. Okay? Anytime you want to say someone will be something, because être means to be, right? So if someone will be something, you're going to start it off with SER, and then you add on the ending, okay? Avoir, which means to have, is going to get a new stem of AUR, okay? For example, you will have time tomorrow. Pardon, this should be tu auras. Tu auras du temps demain. Okay, tu auras du temps demain. You will have time tomorrow. So again, same ending for tu. It's always going to be AS, but avoir gets a brand new stem. Okay. Faire, another common irregular verb, is going to be FER. So it almost still sounds the same. He will make breakfast on the weekend. Il fera le petit déjeuner le week-end. Again, same ending because it's il, right? We just have a brand new stem. If I wanted to say, I will make breakfast on the weekend, what would it be? What would I will make look like? Je ferai. Good, exactly, okay? So you see how this works. And then aller gets a really short new stem of just IR. For example, we will go to Switzerland next year. Nous irons en Suisse l'année prochaine. Okay? Does that make sense? We're only going to focus on these 4 irregular verbs for now. There are lots of other irregular verbs, as you know, but these are the ones that we use most often. Okay? So, SER for être, so someone will be something. AUR for avoir, someone will have something. FER for faire, someone will do or will make something. And IR for aller, someone will go somewhere. Ça va? I want you to try writing 6 things that you will do sometime in the future, okay? And you can use these words if you would like to help you. So to remember, tomorrow is demain. tonight, ce soir, next Thursday, jeudi prochain, next week, la semaine prochaine, next summer, l'été prochain, or next year, l'année prochaine. Okay? Or if you want to talk about in grade 10, for example, en 10e année, if you want to talk about what you're going to do in grade 10, if you want, okay? Anything that you would like. 6 simple, very easy sentences, okay? I'm not looking for anything complicated. Super, super simple. Right now, if you could please take the next 10-15 minutes, d'accord? This is going to be in your Google Classroom. It should have dropped by now. Let me double check it for you. Yes, it has. Okay, so it's there for you. Everybody has a copy of this page, so you can either do it on your copy of the page, or you can copy and paste onto a new document. Just 6 short, simple sentences about what you will do in the future. Oui, Keen, question. I'd rather you did the whole thing because it'll sound funny. Okay. What if you say that I'm going to work all day tomorrow? Yeah. You want to say I will work all day tomorrow. I will work all day tomorrow. We're not saying I'm going right now, because remember, I'm going is the other one. Okay, the futur proche. We want to say someone will do anything. Anytime it's I, your ending is always going to be the same. Okay, your ending is always going to be AI, always. Okay, exactly. In grade 10, will be en 10e année. In grade 10, en 10e année. D'accord? So please take the next 15 minutes or so. I would like everybody to complete that. Again, you can copy and paste it onto a new document, or you can, nope, you're taking off the ending, Laura. Remember, you don't take off the endings. You take the whole verb and you add AI onto it. Try again. Yep, go ahead. Yep, that's the one I wrote. Correct. Yes, for certain countries, yes. Same difference. In French, it's how you say it. Cassie, you can do both. You can do both because there's a verb, dîner, which also means to dine. No, Laura, the whole verb does not change. You take the whole verb, travailler, right? That's your verb. You take the whole verb and then you add your ending, done, when it's a regular verb. Does that make sense? All right. I'm here if anybody has any questions. Do they have to be true? Absolutely not. Lie to me. Lie to me. Tell me you will be shopping with your best friend, I don't know, Gigi Hadid. Whatever you like. You will go on a date with Harry Styles. Whatever you want. Yes, you can totally lie. As long as the sentence is good and makes sense. Short, simple sentences, please, okay? Je ne care pas. Lie to me. But short, simple sentences. Mwah ha 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 ha. If you really want to, although I don't think the wolves would appreciate that very much. They'll be disappointed. Yes, please. For now, all of them je or she. We'll figure out how to do je really well, and then we'll branch out from there. Yes, Simran. Correct. Merci. I can see a whole bunch of people creating some good sentences. Don't forget to submit. Okay, don't forget to turn in your answers, s'il vous plaît. A few more minutes to finish up. Yes. Yes. That would be on Flipgrid. That would be on the Flipgrid. You'll have to just do your own individually. Okay? Sorry? You read your script on the Flipgrid. Yep, your dialogue, instead of reading it with your partner, right? You have to just do it by yourself. Okay? Archie, when we talk about our age, do we say je suis 14 ans or j'ai 14 ans? Exactement. So there's your answer. Yes, Hadia, the Flipgrid is due tonight, please. So let's see if we can finish up in the next 5 minutes or so. No, Sanya, you don't have to use Flipgrid. We talked about that yesterday. You can absolutely record it somewhere else and turn it in if you'd like, absolutely. But I did figure out a way to hide your recordings on Flipgrid. Okay, so when you upload it, no one else can see it. I know before I didn't know how to do that, but now I know exactly how to do that, so no one else will see your recordings, okay? Well, how do you say I am going? What's the verb to go? And we don't want to say I am going. We want to say I will go. We're practicing I will go. So aller is an irregular verb, right, Laura? That means it gets a brand new stem. So what's the new stem for aller? Good. And then what's the ending for je? Put those two together. Yep. Now put those two together and what do you get? You got it. So it's going to be j'irai. I will go. And in this case, to Disney World is going to be, or Disneyland is going to be à Disneyland. So you don't want to say I'm going, you want to say I will go. That's what we're practicing how to say. You will do something. Okay, 5 more minutes to finish up, everybody, please. Thank you to everyone who's already handed theirs in. It's looking really good. Merci. Looking good, everybody. A few more minutes to finish up. And for those of you who are not working right now, that's not fair. I'm giving you time to get your work done. What are you doing? Madame Sad. Don't forget to submit your work when you're done, please. Okay? I see some people that have finished their work, but they forgot to submit it. Very simple sentences, folks. Okay? Very, very simple sentences. Nothing complicated. Très, très simple. The Flipgrid code is on the instruction page. Okay, here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. Some people are still behind. What we'll do is we were going to play a Kahoot, but we'll play it tomorrow. D'accord? So please go over the notes from today's class, and please make sure that you submit those 6 simple sentences, okay, that I've just given you 20 minutes to work on. I'll give you the rest of the class. We've still got 10 more minutes to work on those, okay, and hand them in. If you've done them already, you've submitted your work. Merci.